Washington, Reuters, U.S. factory activity increased more than expected in December, boosted by a surge in new orders growth, in a further sign of strong economic momentum at the end of 2017. The Economia Euro trademark's robust fundamentals were also underscored by other data on Wednesday showing construction spending rising to a record high in November amid broad gains in both private and public outlays. Given the bullish growth outlook, economists expect the Federal Reserve will raise interest rates in March after increasing borrowing costs 3 times last year. Euro's strong manufacturing and construction data confirm the U.S. economy is firing on all cylinders at the turn of the year, Euro said Sal Guadiai, a senior economist at BMO Capital Markets in Toronto. Euro Fed remains solidly on track to lift rates again in March and 2 more times this year, with possible upside risk if growth doesn't Euro trademark T simmer down Euro. The Institute for Supply Management, ISM, said its index of national factory activity jumped to a reading of 59.7 last month, the second highest reading in 6 years, from 58.2 in November. A reading above 50 indicates growth in manufacturing, which accounts for about 12% of the U.S. economy. The survey Euro trademark's new orders sub-index shot up 5.4 points to 69.4, the highest reading since January 2004. Manufacturers also reported an increase in export orders. While a measure of factory employment fell 2.7 points last month, it remained at lofty levels consistent with an expansion in manufacturing payrolls. Factories also reported paying more for raw materials, with the survey Euro trademark's prices index jumping by 3.5 points. Rising raw material prices bolster the view that inflation will pick up in 2018. Manufacturing is likely to get a boost this year from a $1.5 trillion tax cut approved by the Republican-controlled U.S. Congress last month. The overhaul of the tax code, the most sweeping in 30 years, slashed the corporate income tax rate to 21% from 35%. Business spending surged in anticipation of the corporate tax cuts. Recent weakness in the dollar and a strengthening global economy are expected to buoy exports of U.S. made goods, which would underpin manufacturing. Eurorite is more than just domestic developments that are lifting animal spirits, Euro said John Sylvia, chief economist at Wells Fargo Securities in Charlotte, North Carolina. A number of the published industry comments focused on a pickup in demand from overseas. Euro. The dollar.DXY was trading higher against a basket of currencies. U.S. stock indexes hit record highs and prices of U.S. treasuries rose. Bullish outlook. The ISM survey showed manufacturers upbeat about the economic outlook. Machinery producers reported strong international sales and computer and electronic products manufacturers said they were Euro easing a ramp up with companies releasing early 2018 spend now. Euro. Food, beverage, and tobacco products manufacturers, however, struck a more cautious note saying that while the economy and business were strong, signals of Euro headwinds in 2018 are persistent. Euro. In a separate report on Wednesday, the Commerce Department said construction spending rose 0.8% to an all-time high of $1.257 trillion in November. It advanced 2.4% on a year-on-year basis. The manufacturing and construction reports added to data ranging from the labor market to housing and consumer spending in sketching a robust picture of the U.S. economy. Following Wednesday Euro trademark's data, the Atlanta Fed raised its fourth quarter gross domestic product estimate by 0.4 percentage point to an annualized rate of 3.2%. The economy grew at a 3.2% pace in the third quarter. In November, spending on private residential projects soared 1.0% to the highest level since February 2007 after rising 0.3% in October. The increase was in line with a recent jump in home building and supported expectations that housing would boost economic growth in the fourth quarter after being a drag on GDP since the April-June period. Spending on non-residential structures rebounded 0.9% in November after falling 0.2% in the prior month. Overall, Spending on private construction projects climbed 1.0% in November to a record high. That followed a 0.3% increase in October. Outlays on public construction projects rose 0.2% in November after jumping 3.5% in October. Economists, however, expect modest gains in public spending in the months ahead. Many state budgets are being squeezed by weaker than expected revenues, and face other budgetary pressures related to things like healthcare, said Nancy Vanden Houten, a senior economist at Oxford Economics in New York. Also, the impact of the new tax law on state and local budgets is not yet clear.